All right, everyone, I'm back. I'm going to show you how to do this correlation on the calculator. Very similar to the way we did the line of best fit. So I just wrote the formula down there. Again, that I talked about in the last video. R is the 1 divided by n minus 1, n being the number of data points, times the summation of x minus x bar with the standard deviation of x, and then y times y minus y bar with the standard deviation of y. So I just use 3 little simple points here. I have them sitting in my calculator right now. Notice, hard to see, sorry. There we go. 15, 20, 25 for my x's, and there my y's are. Let me blow this up a little bit. Maybe you'll see it better. 30, 40, 20. Okay, so there are my points. So notice in the formula, I got to bounce around here a little bit. Sorry, because it's blown up. I need x bar, y bar, standard deviation of x, standard deviation of y. So I'm going to go find those numbers first and just write them down here. I'm going to go right back to my calculator. We're going to get out of this mode, and we're going to go to stat, calculate, one variable statistics. We're going to do that on list 1 and list 2 to find those numbers. So we already got list 1 sitting in there for me. So we got an average of 20 and a standard deviation of 5. So I'm just going to write that down here. X bar 5, standard deviation of x, backwards, x bar 20, standard deviation of x5. I'm going to do the same thing for y bar and standard deviation of y, which is going to be list 2, right? So stat calculate, one variable statistics, this time on list 2. And then I get 30 and 10. Now what I'm just going to do is go dump those numbers into my list using that formula. So again, I'm not going to go back to this formula. Hopefully you have it written down somewhere so you can follow along. I'm not going to pop back up to that formula anymore. So what I do is for work, I think I mentioned this the other day, I hope, is just put in the first row, just so I know that I can see what's going on, what kind of work you're showing. So that was, list 1 was my x's, list 2 was my y's. So list 3, I'm going to go x minus x bar over standard deviation of x, and list 4, I'm going to go y minus y bar over the standard deviation of y. I'm going to do that all at one time on my calculator. So watch, and I go back to my list, and I go up to list 3. Let me do it so you can see both. Sorry about the glare there. So I'm going to put my cursor up there in list 3, and then what I'm going to do is make sure I get my order of operations right. So I want to go list 1, which are my x's. So list 1 minus the x average, which was 20. Close those parentheses, and then divide that by the 5, which was the standard deviation. I do that, I'm going to get new numbers in my list. Actually, not new numbers because I've already done this on the calculator, but there they are, negative 1, 0, 1. So I'm just going to go back to here and put in negative 1 so I can see the first one. Okay, then list 4, I'm going to do the same thing with the 30 and the 10 for the y. So I'm going to bump that cursor up there to list 4. And then I'm going to go parentheses again, list 2 minus the 30, close those parentheses, divide it by the 10. And then I got another row there, list 4, 0, whatever, so there's a 0 there. Now list 5, I'm going to multiply those two lists together. So list 5 is actually going to be list 3 times list 4. So I go back here, scroll up to the top list 5, and then we're just going to go list 3 times list 4. And I got some new numbers. Again, there they are, 0, 0, negative 1, but all I'm really counting is a 0. Now remember, go back to that formula. I got to add those up and then divide it by 2, or n minus 1. So the easiest way to add up, remember all those numbers are sitting in list 5. Yes, I know they're nice, easy numbers in my calculator, but they're not always going to be easy. So I'm just going to go back to stat calculate. I'm going to go to my one variable statistics, but this time I'm going to do it on my list 5. And remember, one of those one variable statistics is the sum, and there you see the sum, that second thing right here. That sum is negative 1. So sum of list 5 equals negative 1. You take that negative 1, you divide it by n minus 1. Oops, sorry, list 5 is negative 1. So that's the nice little work. This would probably be the work I'd want to see. Now we're going to divide it by the 3 minus 1, and we get a correlation of negative 0.5. Numbers aren't always going to come out that nice. It was just a nice, easy data set I was using there. So that's the way to manipulate the list. If you're having trouble with that, let me know.